Easels are hands down one of the most unique and powerful features inside of Arc. They let you take different snippets or screenshots basically of the internet and throw them on a blank canvas where you can organize them and add text, drawings, shapes, and images. And the best part is these screenshots of the internet are actually live websites, which means you can interact with them. This, along with the fact that you can collaborate and share easels with coworkers or friends, open up a world of possibilities. The beauty of this is anything on the internet is fair game, and it's really up to you and your imagination. But enough rambling, let's go ahead and make you a pro at this feature so that you can start building your own. Let's start, of course, by making an easel. If we go down here to the plus sign and hit new easel, we are good to go. And we can give it a name. We can say our first easel, and the name will change both up here and down here. And if we right click it, we can add an icon to give it a little bit of a personal feel. The smell of a blank canvas. Fresh start. Nothing like it. Just kidding, we're actually going to use an easel I've been building for the rest of this tutorial. This is an easel I'm making for, as you see here, tech updates. I have an Apple section with all my Apple news, basically from various sources, and I'm going to make an AI section right here. We're actually going to do that together, and eventually we'll make a creator economy section. The Apple section here is pretty much done, so this is basically how I catch up on all the latest Apple news, and each one of these snippets here is a different website. Just so you understand exactly what we're looking at here, I'm going to go ahead and hover over this Mac rumors capture here and click the arrow, and this will open up the original link. So this was the website I was on, and all I did was basically take a live capture of this top bar right here. And if we close it, there we go. Probably looks familiar. All the rest of the fluff is gone, and I'm focused on just the part of the website that I want to see. And as the website updates, so will this. If I want to click on anything, so say I want to read about this iPhone SE4 rumored, all I have to do is click right here, and that article will open up directly in a peek window. And when I'm done reading it, all I have to do is click X, and I'm right back where I was. If you go down here, we have various options to add either a image. So if I click this, I'll be able to select an image that I saved on my computer, and we can add text if we want to. After we add text, I'll go ahead and name this title 1. We'll be able to, of course, just do the standard stuff like make it bigger. If we click this, we can change the font, we can move it around, resize it, do what we need to do, pretty standard stuff. We can also add circles, and when we do that, we'll be able to change the fill color. Same thing with rectangles, which we have here. We have arrows, again, can change the color. And lastly, if I hit the P for pen tool, we'll be able to just basically draw freely if we so desire. You can share an easel down here. You can make it a view only. You can, of course, make it private, or you can make it so that anybody who has the link to the easel will be able to edit it freely, which is pretty dangerous, but that is an option. I'm going to go ahead and make this private and close that. Now that we have the basics, let's go ahead and fill this out. This space is a little bit empty, and I want to add a new news source. I'm a pretty big fan of TechCrunch, so we will go to their AI news section, and our main goal is to basically take these top articles, we'll say the top 3 articles, and have them always appear in the easel. To do that, I will open up the sidebar, hover over to this icon, click it, and I can, of course, hit Shift Command 2, or I could just click this. When I click it and hover over different parts of the website, it will try to find what I want to capture, but sometimes it doesn't work exactly how you want. So in our example, we want to have these top 3 articles, but I don't see a way that I can properly capture all of that by hovering. So instead, I'll just click, and there we go. Now we have the top 3 articles. If you can, I would always prioritize doing that hover select, because it will automatically select the object and probably be a little bit more robust to website changes, but clicking and dragging is a solid plan B. Let's go ahead and throw this into the tech updates easel, and there we go. It throws it down at the bottom. I'll actually hit Command O to open it. I will close the sidebar, and now we have a little bit more real estate. I'm going to click and drag it a little bit up. Here we go. And here's another trick. So I like things to be aligned, right? I'm going to go ahead and align it to this rundown capture. And if I hold down Shift and hit the arrow button, it will knock it over directly to the left. And if I obviously go down and up, you have different options there, but this is just a good way for us to guarantee that things are aligned. There we go. We'll go ahead and move that over, and we're going to use the same exact trick with the title. I could, of course, hit T, which is down here for creating a new title. Click anywhere, type in TechCrunch, but then you have to, get the size exactly right, change the font. It's a couple of extra steps. So instead, what we're going to do is hold down Option and click and there we go. We immediately duplicated this title by holding down Option. Now this is pretty much aligned as we can see here. So all I'm going to do is hold down Shift and scoot this over again. We have the same font, the same size, and the same alignment. So that's good there. I'll double click this and just put TechCrunch. And we are good to go. Almost, actually. We're not quite good to go. Captures by default are actually not live. So if I click this, nothing will actually happen. It's just basically a static image, which is fine in some use cases, but I want this to be live. So I will go ahead and make it a little bit bigger and click this play button right here. Very straightforward. It reloads. And now, as we see, based on that little highlighting, I'm actually highlighting the article on the website. If I click it, since it is a new link, it will open up in the peek window just like we saw before. And that's basically it. Pretty amazing. Very simple and straightforward. Now that we have the basics, I'm going to show you a few unique ways to add further customization to this bad boy. First and foremost, this cat picture. So I had a regular cat picture right here. Beautiful stuff. But with our Max, we're actually able to remove the background of images. Let's go ahead and add this cat picture to the AI section, and all you have to do is right click, go to quick actions, and click remove background. It will remove the background for us, and it's right here. Now all we have to do is click I or this image button, and we will have the option to select the image. It will throw it down right here. We can resize it and then put it wherever we want. Easy and cute. Look at that. You can also just Google transparent images and things may pop up that you find cute and useful. So that is that. Now for the background, this is really just an image that I just blew up to the size of the easel, and then when I right click, I have the option to send it to back, which basically puts it behind everything. For this, I use the service called Canva. It's very popular and basically lets you design graphics very easily. Luckily, it is very intuitive, and I just want to show you the basics. So all I did was go to the pre-made designs, which are up here, and scroll until I found something I liked. This one looks pretty cool, so we'll go ahead and click it and remove all of the stuff we do not want to be in our easel. Definitely don't want this girl in here. Bye-bye. And there we go. We can of course customize the color if we want, and basically just design whatever background you want on your easel. Now if we go up here to share and then download, the most important step is to first, I just maximize the size if you want to, just to make sure it looks nice and crispy. And then we're going to want to definitely click transparent background. Otherwise, this will basically just be like a big white square with yellow corners. But if we click transparent background and then of course select just the page we want to download, which is this last one here, we can click download, head back over to Arc, click this button here, and then head to the downloads. And now we have the background we want. And then simply just blow it up to the size you want, like so. And then right there, and then right click, send to back, and there we go. Fancy easels. Hopefully you get the idea. If not, feel free to ask me questions and I can help you further. One last super duper useful feature is if you move your mouse all the way to the left here, you'll be able to click and drag everything that is below the line that is created down. Now this is a little bit finicky with these wallpapers, so what I would recommend is always putting the wallpapers last after you just kind of design the rest of the layout. That way the wallpaper won't get in the way if you're moving around a bunch of different stuff. And that pretty much does it. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope this helps, and stay tuned for the next video where we will talk more about the fancy features Arc has to offer. Peace.